another silent prison, right into the cataclysm. Fight away the panic and the doubt. Look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. Stronger together now, we were never gone, gone, gone. So look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn. Stronger together now, we were never gone, gone, gone. Look to the break of dawn, to the break of dawn, my friends. Come on, come on, come on, light up the flame. You're gonna bring the light back, bring the light back, bring it right back. Bring the light back, bring the light back, bring it right back. Time to hold my hurt in such regard. I just kick life back in its face, yeah, twice as hard. Pound, pound, hammers in my head. I feel fury rise. Pound, pound, violence in my blood will not be dehumanized. Will not be dehumanized. Will not be dehumanized. Pound the hammers in my head. I feel fury rise. Pound, pound, hammers in my head. I feel fury rise. Pound, pound, violence in my blood will not be dehumanized. Pound, pound, the hammers in my head. I feel fury rise. Pound, pound, the violence in my blood will not be dehumanized.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 between Hearthstone Support Group and 30 Seconds to Mosh. I am Raka. I am joined tonight by a random task. Hello, hello.
What's going on?
So, we do have a couple of bands before we actually get into the map. It does look like we have very, very kind of symmetrical bands. The 30 Seconds to Mosh, the right-hand team, are banning right-hand maps in Brax's Holdout and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Hearthstone Support Group, our left-hand team, are banning left-hand maps in Dragonshire and Towers of Doom. And we are actually going to Battlefield of Eternity.
Yep. So, yeah. Doesn't look like it's all the complete, you know, some people go with, like, just, I don't feel like playing the nonsense maps or whatever. Seems a little bit more targeted.
I mean, I do know that Born absolutely despises Braxis, so I think she just bans it on general principle against everyone.
That could be, that's possible. I think, yeah, actually, I kind of remember that a little bit.
She and I argue about it a lot.
Hearthstone Support looks like they banned more of the macro maps.
And they
Macro maps.
they did go ahead and pick, because I would say the 2-lane maps are the ones where macro is, in theory, the least important. You still have to get out and get camps and things like that, but you don't have to worry about rotations as much. Meaning that you're not going to have an off-laner rotating bottom to top. It just doesn't happen.
Well, I would argue that Braxis is probably the most likely rotate-heavy 2-lane map.
Okay, that's entirely fair. But people that don't like the map don't know that.
No. I think most people play it as you just keep two guys dueling indefinitely till the end of time on top, and then you just have 4 people at the bottom. But actually, one of the most common strategies this was in HTC, was you run a 1-3-1 where 3 people are always constantly rotating between lanes.
I've definitely started to see people start to learn that map a little bit more. My sort of experience is I definitely get left alone a lot less in the off lane than I used to. And the old days I just went Rexar and fell asleep and just like owned the top for the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
But people are
Sounds
coming
about
up
right.
and like spending time with me now, and it's weird.
You're expecting it all to yourself?
I mean, I'm already hanging out with Rexar and someone else. I don't need anyone else. Anything more than that, it's a party.
Do you like petting the bear?
I wish you could. I mean, actually, can you?
I mean, yeah, just go up to him and then let him press W on you. Her, actually, I'm sorry. Misha's a girl, I think. But
Misha
yeah.
is a girl?
So we get into the draft.
Yep, we finally got to the point where we stopped having to just make random conversation, and we can actually talk about things that are happening. And related, nothing has happened yet. I do.
Yeah, so you... Okay, go ahead.
I do expect to see a little bit of priority or a emphasis on some of the... I do have to wonder if these teams are going to go for a race or if they're going to go for engage.
Or poke. That's a common strategy here, too. So, like... Depending on the... Okay, so that's a target ban. Right?
It is interesting that 30 Seconds to Mosh banned out ETC.
Yeah, that's not allowed. Joe ban. Okay. I think this is one of the levels where you could probably get away with not banning Joe, to be fair.
We do go ahead and
But-
actually have someone in chat asking who you are. I guess technically I introduced you, but very, very quick. This is Random Task. Much better player than I am. Here to correct me on all the things I say wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so the way you can play this map a couple of ways. So that's one of the picks I expect more of a ban of, because Hanzo's really good at poking down the Immortal. He's really good at racing in general, so he's good at both.
Yes, definitely. Hanzo and Vala are the ones I see the most because they can both be a heavy engaged, kill the other team, and also race like a fiend. Raynor is really good at racing, but he's a little bit less good at just a hard engaged team fight.
Yeah, and I think one of the ones, the couple of ones, Li Ming and Lunar are two of the other ones that can like kind of poke it, and do a decent damage. They're not like the fastest racers, but they're safer. So we have the broken heroes down on the left. We have one character that's good on the map and one character that looks like a target fan on the right.
So yeah, obviously, when you don't have first pick, you're almost, well, I'd say you're almost obligated to ban Johanna and Rhaegar, but I have seen a lot of teams saying we don't want to do that. We want to ban two other heroes and just take one of them. Doesn't work quite as well because I do feel like Rhaegar is good, but not necessarily like leaps and bounds better than Stukov and Anduin.
I think all of them are overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I think it does require you to play. So Stukov does certain things really well. One is he's also really good into AA, obviously, because of his level 4. Ton of value into auto attacks. But yeah, I mean Rhaegar is definitely very strong. I would take him first a lot, but you don't necessarily need to think about banning him. You have the Anubrak Greymane on the other side. That's an interesting Anubrak pick.
It is. We definitely have a very, very, very transparent, we want to race draft coming out of the side of Hardstock. Starting with Artanis and Raynor.
I would have really liked to see a Murden there instead, because a Murden is going to be way better into auto attackers, and they already have 2 of them. But I don't know if they play it. That's the problem.
That is fair. Anubrak does have the long-term stun, and Anubrak plus Greymane together does mean they can, if someone gets out of position, they can just delete them very quickly.
Yeah, but Murden does the same thing. I think Anubrak's a little bit better. There's 2 reasons why Anubrak can be a little better. One is he's way better into ability damage, right? Especially long ticking ones, because he can constantly have his armor up and shield. And 2 is Cocoon is really good, basically. Now Cocoon is actually pretty good here so far, but
Cocoon is really good, but then also Anubrak does have 2 stuns in his base kit, whereas Murden just has 1.
This realm needs me.
So you can hold people in place for longer in order to let Greymane just get a lot of that damage in.
yeah, I mean they do play a little bit differently. But like I said, when you see 2 auto attackers, the Murden I think disrupts them a little bit more. But then you have a Li Ming Li follow-up. I expected Diablo here. I would be very surprised. Oh, they already have the... I see, I actually don't understand. They picked the Ming into the Anubrak. I guess as a counter to Cocoon, but it can backfire too, depending on how it goes. So you see the Jaina Blaze. Blaze is a very strong pick I like in general. I think he's very underrated in a lot of the NGS. I like wouldn't even be surprised if we go like 1-2 like first pick or 2-3 Blaze pick. Always really strong.
He's kind of like the a character a lot. Yeah, off the computer. He's a character. Oh, interesting. We have the Murden coming out on the other side, not Diablo. You guided us wrong.
No. I thought that the right side was going to pick Diablo. The left side would never pick Diablo into Greymane.
I wasn't going to argue with you, but I did question it mentally.
No, but then I noticed they had bit Nubrak. Yeah, if that Nubrak had not been picked, I could have easily seen a Diablo here, because they just have nothing to kill him with on their left side. But I think that I have to give the advantage to 30 seconds to Mosh here. I think their comp is a little bit more complete, and they also have, well, now they do have lots of ways. They have lots of ways to cancel the jugs. they're gonna have a lot more damage, like raw damage. Lily's gonna have to be really on point with the cleanse if she goes that.
Yeah, the thing that I'm concerned about for Hardstuck is that they've committed. I mean, they can team fight, but their comp is very much designed to race, and it's very transparent. That's what they're going to try and do. So I do feel like if 30 seconds just goes over there and it's like, okay, we know where we're going to be. We're going to fight you as soon as this thing starts.
Yep. So anyway, we'll talk in a second, but let me know if you want to get off.
All right, so coming in on the side of Hardstuck support group, our race comp coming into Battlefield of Eternity. On the side of the Angels, we do go ahead and have Jevdesi is going to be on the Lili. We have SmackLoud playing Li Ming. Random Engineer is going to be on Murden. Omar G is going to come out on that Hell Plains Rainer. And then Cactopus in the top lane playing the Artanis.
Right side, we have 30 seconds to Mosh as the red team. Born to Shine is playing Stukov. I'm a Burb is playing Blaze. The captain on Jaina, Sub-Zero on Greymane, and Dire Pants in a new brack. Now, the other thing I'd like to comment is the right side probably has faster race. Maybe. It's pretty comparable. It depends on what build Jaina goes. Because Jaina has like a really strong race build.
Oh, I guess that is true.
I mean, obviously you have the Greymane, who's probably... I don't know if he's as fast as Rainer is. And Stukov is not bad, like, as just like a general racer, because his auto tag damage is so high.
That is true. I think Stukov has the second highest auto attack damage in the game. I think he's only actually beaten out by Leoric on the third auto.
Yeah, just that's raw damage. I don't know what his DPS is. That kind of matters a little bit, but...
All right, we do... Wow, very, very quick rotation from Greymane going up to the top of the map. They do have Blaze...
Probably going... Yeah, he's going for the top camp.
This is something I see a lot happen. If the other team realizes that they haven't seen Greymane a bit, they should go down and take the bottom camp. But what could happen, and what most likely will happen... No, we do have Jake Destiny going down there. No, checks that. I think they've noticed that Greymane isn't here anymore, but they're not actually willing to start it.
Yeah, and actually, I really like this move, because the one thing is, when they get a camp, the Greymane can just shove top really hard, too, if they want to do that. The Artanis is going to have a really hard time clearing.
Alright, Dire Pants taking a bit of damage. Just go ahead and have to Burrow Charge right out of there. And it looks like Greymane is coming directly back down to the bottom lane. Going to not let them take the bottom camp, but is going to choose not to do hard push. Oh, big ol' orb hits Captain, though, as the Captain tries to get away.
Gets eats the hammer, but it's okay. Captain is going to go back, I guess, to get some mana.
Yeah, they started the Hearth when they were at like 15% health, but then they got healed, so a little bit of a waste of mana on the healer's part.
And you see top lane, like the Artanis, I really like the move because the Artanis, his clear is not great. And this is probably one of the ways, it's really hard to normally punish the offlane matchups in this, but that's one way to do it. He's already got a tower down in the bot. Do you see that?
Yep, we do go ahead and have Omar. Both teams are going for their shaman camps right now. But it looks like Sub-Zero is going to go down and start the bottom camp as well. This will be scouted out by Random Engineer, but no one's really in the area. Oh, actually, we have Li Ming moving down there as well.
Blaze is coming down faster. Blaze is coming down a little bit faster. And... this actually really surprises me. They're not going... oh, they're going for it now.
There's the double stun, followed up by the noob stun. Murden cannot go anywhere. Silence coming down. There's Sub-Zero going in. There is the jump from Random Engineer. It looks like they will successfully disengage, but this camp is picked up on the side of 30 seconds to Mosh.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, though, is Artanis was able to clear the camp top. They're going to race right away. If they had gotten a kill there, I think it would have been more worth it, but...
I definitely agree. They spend a little bit of time doing that, and they're going against the full race build. Although granted, only Artanis and Raynor are on the camp.
I think you're gonna see. See, I actually would have really liked to see Blaze go for the auto tap. Oh no, is that 7? Did I use my talents? Which is the auto attack speed reduction? That's at 7 for Blaze.
I think it is at 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it hasn't gotten there yet. Incinerator regardless, it's fine.
do have Sub-Zero racing while everyone else is on the defense. There is a big stun coming in. Catchpus a little bit out of, got the swap. Bordershine very, very low though.
And I think they can kind of be happy with delaying it a little bit. They got some, you know, they were able to stall them a little bit, got it down a little bit more. They're probably going to be able to clear it pretty fast. I don't think any team getting the early one is going to matter too much because they both clear it so fast.
Very, very much engaged. We do have the offliners reversing, well, because this is the top lane. Immortal. I forgot how to talk for a second. It's okay.
Nope, it's alright. So we're going to see this clear coming out.
This is getting more value than I actually thought it would. It does look like a lot of 30 seconds to Mosh is like not able to step forward very much. And the thing is that like both a noob and Stukov have a hard time really dealing with this Immortal without stepping up to it.
They got it down there. I wonder if they're gonna send the Greymane down to get the camps again. Oh, the camp's not up at the bottom, so he can't go to it. He was actually looking for it. It looked like.
I feel like they've done this strat before, but the Immortal actually went bottom, and so they ended up like having the camp up top, and Greymane left immediately. Oh, big engage though. Bordershine very, very low. You have Omar going ahead and pushing them back.
I'd like to see them try to focus like the Rainer a little bit more. I think he's gonna be the easiest target to go after.
Yeah, basically had Li Ming without a teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, bottom camp is now back up if Greymane wants to disappear. Does not seem interested so far, though.
Well, he's just playing pretty well in the offlane. Make him miss a few swaps. And I think this kind of highlights people kind of don't understand when it comes to the offlane. Like, it's not always about fighting each other. It's just about like controlling rotations and waves. And if this were on a 2-lane map, Blaze would just probably clear that and leave. But even in a 1-lane map, if you can clear a lot faster than the other player.
We actually have Blaze taking the bottom camp, kind of right in Artanis' face, but Artanis went back to go ahead and clear this, so that's going to be kind of a free pickup.
Yep. 30 seconds to Mosh is going to have level 10 quicker. I think, I mean, a lot of that is the camps, I believe, actually.
They're waiting for 10 before they engage, but that is giving a lot of free damage over to the side of Hardstuck support group.
Oh, that's a dead raider. I think. No. I'd like to see them follow up, like the team follow up a little bit better on it in general. They seem a little indecisive right now. I think they just need to collect themselves a little bit. Try to make sure to call the targets.
All right. Oh, nice. Swap or dash out of that. A lot of damage onto Lily. Lily having a hard step staying in here. We do have the bunker down. Random Engineer is very, very low in the background. We do have Cups coming down.
I mean, this is a much better spawn for 30 seconds to Mosh.
Yeah, because it's hard for their opponents to really get past that point to get to the other side.
Very true. And Jenny gets picked off.
Yep, we did go and have a, did get stunned by the Immortal and just set a perfect swap target because obviously when you can't dodge, you can't avoid the swap. That's how that works for everyone at home. So that is a quick 3-4-0 in favor of Hardstuck support group. They're going to go in and clear this out.
Yeah, they get the kill there. Got to swap into the Jaina.
So we do go in and have... They're actually going 4-man in the what is normally the off lane, not focusing on the lane the Immortal is coming to. They're going to clear this out very, very easily because their opponents are having to respond to the Immortal.
That's true. That you always cause that dilemma when you do that, and they had it so far pushed in that you know, you got to decide.
So it does look like most of them are down here clear the Immortal. That means a lot of damage being done to this keep wall. They are at the point where they can threaten keeps shortly. I'm a Burb doing the best that they can or trying to get this. A nice 3-person stun, but I'm a Burb may be in trouble right now.
He's got the bunker. He needs it. Oh, they used, unfortunately, 2 heroics there.
So the keep does remain standing with a healthy 19,218 health. I said health twice because it's a good word.
They got that camp fast, obviously, from the Rainer. Yeah, I think if you have to force the action. I think 30 seconds to Mosh has to force the action a little bit more.
I'm a bit surprised. Yeah,
they definitely.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, they definitely have the ability to just like delete anyone. There's also no cleanse on the side of. There's no cleanse.
Oh, I'm a
noticed
Burb
that,
in a
right?
lot of trouble. Does not have bunker at this point. But looks like we'll be able to get out of there. They are going to go and get the bottom map as well. They said our opponents got 10 a little bit earlier because they kept getting camped, so let's go ahead and do that ourselves. But while they came down here, a lot of damage onto Artanis. Artanis going to be deleted up top.
I can see them push us in. Yeah. Oh, he's dead there. That was a really good wave of force.
It's one of those things where I know what the thought process was. I know why he did it. But whenever you use an ult right before you die anyway, it's just like, oh, okay, you also don't have the ult up for 30 seconds after this restarts.
Ooh, that's a good cancel on that. Oh, that Rainer's in trouble.
Yep, Omar
Yeah,
is
they're splitting
falling
their
back.
They're really focusing to split again. They could have had either the Murden or the Rainer there.
Everybody's going in. Blaze is not here yet, but Blaze is on the way. There is also the Shaman camp pushing bottom lane that they're going to have to respond to pretty soon. Blaze is headed down there right now. Oh, that's not the Shaman camp, my bad.
Oh, unfortunately, Greymane got caught out.
That must have been a swap. I don't know why possibly Greymane would have been there without a swap being done. And I think I heard the swap noise.
He was swapped, but I think he was a little out of position in the first place.
All right, Blaze coming in from the bottom. They need to be careful fighting in this. This is 4v5. And Captain is the next one to go down. Lots of very, very good just being able to see someone who's slightly where they shouldn't be and just snap a neck.
Yeah, and I think they're really, I think the Hardstock support group is focusing their damage a little bit better at the current moment. Following up on, you know, 1 or 2 people every time. I really think that if 30 Seconds to Mosh was able to later in the game kind of pin down someone and blow up that target, they'd be able to do so in this scenario. Oh, good swipe.
Yeah, they did that. Oh, a lot of
You see
damage.
that?
Lily going down. Artanis in a lot of trouble. Does go ahead and do a sort of dash out of there. Swaps into a little bit better position. Sub-Zero moving forward, but I do think they're going to get out of here. However, the Immortal for Hearthstone's support group is very, very, very healthy. However, they are at a 4v5, so I don't know that they can support it.
Yeah, and right there, that target, the Lily got deleted in like 3 seconds, and that was really well done. They should be able to clear this Immortal pretty quickly, I would think. And you see that you see this Jaina build right here. This is the race Jaina build, by the way. This is the most PvE damage that you can do with her. The Ice Fury wand. And then at level 4, you do normally have to go to Arcane Intellect because you'll need.
You're going to be burning through mana fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I like that, like, point-blank swap just to get unstoppable.
There's a lot more utility with Artanis' ability. They're getting chased down pretty hard, though, right now.
Yep, Artanis survived for a
down.
really, really long time. Let me look at their build real quick. They are going for a full swap build and survivability, it looks like. Which is why they were able to... Artanis is almost a second tank at this point.
Ooh, the root. But, yeah, they're not able to secure the kill there.
It's one of those things where I'm a burb went to the camp, and so I feel like some of the 36 Mosh were like, okay, let's chase it down, and some of them were like, okay, just let them go. Focus on macro, focus on getting a value.
Yeah, I think that he was down all of his cooldowns, so he probably was like, nah, let's just go. Like, because I think what happened there was that they tried to anticipate where the Murden was going, and didn't do it effectively, so.
So we do have the Artanis up getting top soak. We are not at 20 yet, so the lack of anyone up top is going to hurt 30 seconds sooner rather than later. Though granted that is a very, very pushed lane, so I don't blame them for not having someone up there.
Yeah, and it looks like 30 seconds to Mosh is trying to get some siege damage. Some structure damage is the proper term I was trying to say. I was originally going to say tower, but that is technically correct.
Alright, Random Engineer is the target, does go ahead and take the Cursed Bullet, is going to be able to get out of there, but that is going to very much limit the support group's ability to engage.
Yeah, they got a bunch of damage on it, they should just back up here. There's a ton of people in it. Oh, and the jugs come out. Oh, they did a ton of damage.
Artanis down, smack round, very, very close to a lot of people. It is 2v2. Omar chasing down this Jaina. This is still 3v3 at the moment.
3v3 at the moment. Oh, good swap. Good swipe. Yeah, and these types of engages where they go for a long time, if the Murden can get out of a fight, he really gains a ton of value.
Especially with that level 1 he took, the third wind.
Oh yeah, did he take that? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. I'd like to see 30 seconds to Mosh try to defend here a little bit. But I guess they're not going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that was after the
For some
right
reason,
call.
I thought it was already. I thought it was at halftime. No, yeah, no, that was the right call there to race. But I don't think it's the right call to race here. Honestly, just go after this Murden. He's stunned. And he's out.
Yep, there is that. Going ahead, got caught in the Immortal Stun for a double stun wombo combo action. We do go in at Omar being the next one going in. There is the charge from the Blaze. Omar looking in a lot of trouble. Raynor is not long for this world.
Artanis is dead here, maybe. Yeah, should be dead.
You have nice body blocks, just saying no. I know you have towers, but you don't have a path forward. However, they do still actually get the Immortal. I'm not 1000% sure how that happened because it looked like they were all in full retreat.
Li Ming was poking it down. I think they're going to be able to burn this really quickly.
Oh yeah, with only Li Ming and Lily up, the Lee twins are not going to be able to handle this very easily.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they need to be honest right away, and they're a little slow. So this will probably take down a keep, I think, but that'll be it. Maybe not. This is really close. Wow. They saved it. Alright. Good save. They'll both go for camps, looks like. I really think that if you're 30 seconds to Masha, you want to force the action here while you have the talent tier advantage. Probably should just be sharking in the middle looking for someone to pick off. But it looks like they're going to go right for the keep. The fort, rather.
Yeah, they do want the don't want a catapult pressure like mounting up against that almost dead keep, which I don't disagree with. I understand the thought process behind it.
However, counterpoint, what if the other team had been waiting to backdoor it? That's what I would have done, personally. Just send like Leeming over to the thing. Just that. I'm surprised they didn't go for it right away, but maybe they're scared. I would be scared too.
I'm gonna say they were down talent tier 20s, so running to your opponent's side of the map when you know you're at a disadvantage.
Oh, no,
for
look,
a
they're doing it right now. No, they're doing it right now. Oh, they are 20 though, but oh no, they got scared. I guess they shoot off map pretty quickly. Yeah, I think from this position, like, 3 people dying here is probably should be a game over for, even if they get the immortal. Like, losing 3 people here is game over for any team, basically. So you cannot just
this is going to be very, very problematic. A big engage coming in. There's the silence. Only 3 people from Heartstuck were present. Only Artanis looks like they're going to go down.
Yeah, that was a really good engage right there. See, that's what I was kind of talking about before. They just picked the target, dropped all the damage. They can kill anyone on that team. So it doesn't matter whether it's Murden or Artanis or wherever, because Artanis is not very great into burst damage. So if you just drop all the damage on him, don't let him do anything, he's gonna die.
Yeah, that shield loves sustained damage because it keeps proccing over and over and over again. We do have a surprising amount of pushing in from Heartstuck, even though they are down the Artanis.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably thinking that they're gonna lose the game if they don't test this, which is partially true. But they do have both walls up. I would probably say that if the walls were both down, then it would probably be game over. But they might be able to defend it with the walls there.
Artanis is back up. So it will be a 5-on-5 at this point. They didn't lose anyone, so they definitely have a chance to hold this. I'm not sure how much of a chance they'll have to keep the fort, though, or keep. 0 chance to keep the fort. It's already gone.
Yes, that is correct. You can't have what you do not have, you do not own. But I'm pretty sure this keeps dead. If I were them, you probably need to take a really quick fight. Because as soon as that thing goes to the core, it's probably over. The siege damage from Jaina and Greymane is going to be insane. Ooh, good stuns.
Oh my goodness.
Good follow-up.
Great follow-up. That was just... I just saw health bars stop existing.
Yeah, and that's not... Like I said, that's what I was looking for before. And it's really unfortunate this Lily didn't go cleanse. I mean, she did get caught in it, so it probably wouldn't have mattered, but...
It doesn't Lily have, like, the best cleanse per game?
Yeah, what is the Uther one? I can't remember. I feel like that one's pretty good too. But...
All right, GG Will Play is called from Sub-Zero, and we do go ahead and have game number 1 going in favor of 30 seconds to Mosh.
Yeah, they were losing all the races, but eventually, I think, with the way that they were following up in the mid game, it was only a matter of time. They were, I felt like the follow-ups could have seen some improvement in the beginning, but they were much better by the end of the game. Looks like they got, and that's a sign of a good team, is someone who's struggling in the beginning maybe, and they're able to bring it back.
I kind of feel like that in the draft, I was looking at a race comp versus more of an engage comp with the Anubarak, and I think halfway through the game they said, wait, we're an engage comp? We should be destroying people?
Yeah, I mean, they probably figured, like I said, the race is really good. I mean, it does look like it was a little bit worse than Heartstuck supports, but there are a lot of comps that they would outrace. Let's just say that. It's hard to outrace, 2 characters that like literally sacrifice a lot of their damage for, racing. Although I don't think Artanis necessarily sacrifices like a lot of his utility for going the, what's it called? But Raynor definitely does.
Yeah, Raynor definitely does. Artanis, like, my coach Hard says that the amateur opponent is the correct talent for Artanis 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's always the correct talent, pretty much.
Not always in ARAM. It can be the other one.
Okay, well,
Yeah, looking at
Um,
these, we did kind of look at this in the mid game, but Artanis did go full into I just need to swap and then I can survive for days. Definitely was the reason because I kept being surprised at how long it took them to finish off Artanis. I do think that maybe something the 30 seconds of Mosh did not fully take into account because they kept making him the target, sort of expecting the other Artanis that doesn't go
oh, they deleted him. They deleted him in the last fight.
in the
So,
last
like
fight.
I
Yeah,
said, yeah. So all I'm saying is that it looks like people are surviving a lot longer than they should because I mean he did die 6 times to be fair, but they can kill anyone on a team as long as they follow up properly. And it's going to be very hard for them, the other team, to save that person. I mean, I really would have liked to seen a cleanse. I actually think that going Lily with the cleanse really would have helped. But yeah.
but we'll go ahead and queue up for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a moment. Yes, hi, Cat. All right, welcome to game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are once again with Hardstuck Support Group versus 36 to Mosh in Alterac Pass.
And it looks like Hardstack Support Group took the first pick, and Alterac was chosen by 36 to Mosh.
So before we get into this, because nothing's actually happened yet, I do have to ask, what are the 4 X's in your Twitch name?
Probably because I couldn't get like the actual random task. Because it's I don't know if you know what random task is. He's the Korean wrestler who throws shoes in Austin Powers.
Oh, I did not?
Yeah. So you know the character Odd Job in GoldenEye, James Bond, like the
Yep,
Bond
yep.
series and stuff. Yeah, he's the takeoff of that. Because GoldenEye, Odd Job normally throws like steel hats or whatever that like cut off people's heads or whatever. But he just throws shoes. So we see Falstad may ban. So Falstad can understand. The globals are going to be pretty strong on this map in general. The globals and like the people who poke down the objective are going to be usually the strongest, and people who shove really hard.
So yeah, May is interesting as a first ban. That must be a little bit targeted. Not to say that May is bad, but I don't think she is first ban worthy unless you just got a incredible May player on the other side. Ragnaros? Yeah, I can see it. I don't like it.
Yeah, like you said, you have to keep in mind that it's not going to be like, oh, we're going to ban the best heroes on this map every time. You do have to take into consideration what do they play, what is their best heroes. And I usually am an advocate of like, if we know how to deal with the character, then we shouldn't ban it every time. But sometimes I do come across a player who like literally will play one hero, and all right, just ban it. Like even if it's not a good hero or whatever. We see Tank Choke. It looks like mostly on the side of 30 because Mosh. I'm gonna be very surprised when it's a Rhaegar. It's a Rhaegar. I could see it. I was gonna say I could see like a Junkrat or something coming up soon because obviously really good on the map.
Yeah, I really like Junkrat or Li Ming. They can delay forever from relative safety.
Yeah. So yeah, and he also like I've been explaining this before, but basically he can put the mine down and have a limited vision. We have Stukov ETC. Stukov is actually really good for stalling like that too. So for the same reason.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Not only can you have unlimited vision with the mine sitting there, but also when they channel, if they're not very, very specific on where they're positioned, you can just boot them into your base.
Yep. Chromie is another good character for this type of map too, and I think Chromie is a little undervalued in general. But we got Dahaka and Ubrak, so there's more global pressure. Taking the Ubrak. See, I would have liked to see them save the tank pick here, because they haven't seen any of their damage.
Well, yeah, but I can also see getting it now because they've banned 2 tanks so far, and if you don't have a robust tank pool, you might be like, I don't need them banning a 3rd tank.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that has to be, the logic. Zul ban? Do they play a 4-man Zul? They must. I don't think it's very good here, to be fair. It's like really bad in ETC Stukov, but
I also do like grabbing the Nubrak now because obviously the Nubrak can channel the objective as soon as it comes up by himself. With a good use of those locusts, you can just distract the other guys.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot more. I didn't know that was a thing for a long time. So fine, that's okay. So that's just a good damage ban right there. So Chromie is a little bit worse here. So kind of is Junkrat, but I would prefer a Junkrat if they're gonna go with one of the stall heroes here. Let's see Vala, offlane wise, you can see anything pretty much too. Diva Jaina.
All right,
Jaina
staying with
Nubrak.
comfort. Yeah, I had to stop for a second, but then I said, well, just played a really, really good Jaina or a Jaina that came online very well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Now the Diva surprised me a bit, although into Dahaka, I guess it makes sense. Dahaka can very, very easily tongue a diva, but a diva's got so much survivability and so much health that unless there's other people nearby, Daka won't get a huge amount of value out of that.
Okay, so we got the Junkrat Hanzo. Now, see, this is where I would have liked to see an Anubrak as like a more defensive tank here. They do have the global and really good stall, and they got the Rhaegar to save them. So I actually really like this comp for the most part. And Tychus. Tychus is going to be Cocoon Clear. You know, I actually really like Heartstuck Supports group this time. The only problem that I see, which they could fix with a little bit, is their Merking is a little bit worse, I think, than 30 Seconds to Mosh. Pretty much the only thing you have to worry about is getting the mid camp. Like, bust out the mid camp the entire game every time it comes up. But as far as the global pressure, they have the better stall. They have better poke. Their pushing is a little bit worse overall, but they have a really good defensive comp that's going to be really hard to push into. So we'll have to see how they play it.
And the nice thing is you don't necessarily need as good a pushing comp on this map because the objective is so powerful when you get it that as long as you can guarantee that you get it almost all the time, it will do a lot of the pushing for you.
See, what's interesting is I don't think the objective is very good on this map, at least not till later. I think particularly pushing into mid lane is probably the most important thing that you can do on this map because obviously the mid lane is where you can get the dumb stall strategies from. And it makes this contesting the objective really hard. So pushing does matter, but it's mostly like trying to side push a lot. Like I would rather side push a lane than go for the objective in the beginning. If you could get a fort down, that would be more value than the first objective. I mean, depending on how early it is.
But coming into game number 1 on the side of Heartstuck Support Group, our team in blue, we do go to have random engineers taking the Anubrak from their opponents. We do have Smack Loud playing the Junkrat. Omar G bouncing around on the Hanzo. Jave Desi is going to be playing the Rhaegar. And Cactopus playing Dahaka.
And on the right side, the red team, we have 30 Seconds to Mosh. We have Born to Shine on Stukov again. We have I'm a Burb on Diva, Dire Pants on ETC, Sub-Zero on Tychus, and the Captain on Jaina.
So it does look like we are going to have the 5-man big party coming into the middle. 30 Seconds to Mosh do actually have ETC this time, so they have the advantage of having their namesake.
Yeah, and so this time instead of a race comp, we have more of like I said, more of a poke comp. And this time you have the Rhaegar, who has an innate cleanse, so that's something. But also a big burst heal for when targets do come out and get burst. And I think if that, like I said, I think that if Heartstuck Support Group is able to just kind of play patiently and just like use their cooldowns properly and punish after, I think they have a pretty good chance this game. I like their chances a lot better than they do last game.
Okay, it does look like they are forming up to gank. Nope, Dire Pants is going to go ahead and see that coming in and slide out of danger.
Yep, that was a good dodge there. Sticker. Looks like we got the Beatles going on for the new Brack. Everything else pretty standard. Hanzo is going for A build this game. It could be AA with W at 7. We'll have to see.
Alright, so we do have a faster clear on the side of 30 Seconds to Mosh. They're actually delaying this in order to make sure that they fight their opponents' minions underneath the towers.
Yep. And this is where you'll see the power of Junkrat soon enough on this map. Because the Junkrat... Oh, he's on the bottom. Well, normally you'd see the Junkrat mid, and he would just spook these, the camp away.
It is interesting they have ETC offlaning against the Junkrat, although to be fair, I don't think any of the heroes on the side of 30 Seconds to Mosh would lane particularly well into Junkrat.
Probably not. But it doesn't mean that the top team can bully this a little bit more. Although, like I said, they don't have particularly great siege. You see the problem with this? This Hanzo is kind of just shredding them a little bit.
So we do have Dahaka.
So, I'd like to point out a funny stat here. Both healers have 0 damage. What you were saying?
I was saying, it does look like Dahaka is going, once again, a little bit more of a tank-ish build. It does for tissue regeneration rather than the race car build that I see a little bit more often. Not going to be moving the map other than his global.
I generally like tissue build when it gets. I generally like the race car build when it gets value. This might be one of the ones where it gets less value, but there's still a lot of bushes near the objective, so I don't know. We'll have to see. I can kind of understand though. Like I said, if you're playing a more defensive comp, it probably is better to be tanky than it is to kind of aggress onto them really quickly. Yeah, I really like to see this Junkrat mid more. But
Yeah, but that is the thing. If you have Junkrat mid, then you have I guess you could have Hanzo as an offlane, just use his Junkrat.
yeah, Hanzo could be offlane. He also has all ignore all distractions, so he would be able to lane very easily into his ETC. Let's see. Going as far, Jaina kind of goes as PvE build again. Tychus is going for kind of the AA build. I think AA build's underappreciated. People go for W a lot.
No, I'm a fan of the AA build and every hero comes out for. We do have them moving in. I'm a Burbies in the area trying to stop this from happening. But the rest of the team not really seeming to want to come in and deal with it. Instead, they're chasing Junkrat? Nope, I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. They were definitely chasing Junkrat.
Alright, we do have the mech bomb, but very, very easy to disengage.
Hanzo's in trouble.
If first blood does go to 36 to Mosh, as Hanzo gets a little bit caught out, does get stunned and then pushed back into the team, and has to walk through Blizzard and does not make it.
Yeah, the cleanse unfortunately was a little slow there.
That is one of the problems with Hanzo grew up in a very temperate climate, did not grow up in upstate New York like I am in. Others would have been fine in the Blizzard, no problem.
Upstate New York. Yeah. Cold there. It's probably a little bit out too far. If I'm Hearthstark support, like I just keep the Junkrat stalling and you just send it to Hakabot. Honestly. Yeah, he's going there now. I think they're doing a camp, it looks like.
We are going to have level 10s gotten for 30 seconds to Mosh before their opponents once again. Looks like a
See, okay, this is what I'm talking about right here. They have the mine, and he has a trap there equally, but I don't think you need the trap there. They can install this indefinitely if he goes over the wall. I don't think he must not know of there's like a there's a certain part of the wall that you can actually hit over to constantly hit them. And I think Junkrat has enough stalls that you can like do it indefinitely, pretty much.
Oh, we do have the Cocoon interrupting the Mosh that comes out. We do have Mosh taken for their namesake. Sub-Zero takes a lot of damage. Rhaegar goes down, so does Tychus. 4 versus 4 at this point, but one side doesn't have a healer, the other side doesn't have weather damage. Random Engineer takes a lot of damage, not able to go in, but we do have Dahaka in the pseudo-tank build, trying to fill that role.
Oh, Stukov's out of trouble. Oh. Okay, yeah, they're probably gonna have to back up from healing. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, they're more of a poke comp, so they probably want to stand a little bit more back unless someone's really far out of position. But trade for trade right there. I think Rhaegar's gonna need to be a little bit more careful.
We have D.Va getting in position for a bomb. Nice zoning bomb going to Random Engineer, not able to get out of here. And Jevdesi definitely got zoned out, was not able to go into the bomb, but did not have enough health, but also didn't have enough health to stand next to that many enemy team members.
Yeah, I really think that the Rhaegar needs to be a little bit more careful. Because he's going to be the one saving everyone. And he can't be, you know, munching on people. No, he's got to keep his barkness back.
Yeah, but hungry?
He's a doge, he can't help himself, huh?
I mean, I'm famished right now. This is actually my fasting day.
Alright, see, this is the stall right here, by the way. See, I don't know what they should be splitting. They should be split pushing right now. Oh.
Unfortunately,
I'd really like to see it. Yeah, I mean, I would have really liked to see them stall like that and just have split push in the other lanes, like the hot gun, the bot lane, and come up whenever. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen teams have issues with playing Dahaka is that they don't effectively really use the global at all. Now, some maps doesn't matter because Dahaka is kind of just a strong hero. Like historically, sometimes he's just one of those heroes that's like, oh, you have to use the global to get value. But he does have a kind of a strong build right now that allows him to kind of just like, you know, do stuff. But on this map, I'd like to see him use the global a little bit more.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit surprised that we didn't have Race Car, because Race Car lets you run to another lane, and save the global to actually get back if the fight breaks out. But we do go and have the objective picked up. A lot of pressure coming 36 to Mosh into this middle lane. Dire Pants actually did go ahead and use Mosh, but Omar wisely moved away beforehand. There is Random Engineer with the engage, trying to go ahead and stop this from happening. Top Wolf Rider is already gone. Bottom is still about half health.
And they prioritized the wrong lane, in my opinion. Because I think the mid lane is the most important. I know people will look at the boss lanes and say like, oh, we need to protect those, but I actually think that's the wrong pick here.
So when you say they prioritize the wrong lanes, you're talking about Heartstuck?
Everyone. No, just everyone.
Well, I mean, 36 to Mosh was in mid lane. They pushed it down.
Oh, really? Oh, man. That was really close. That was actually a really good arrow. So they did get the arrow there, but they weren't able to follow up with enough damage, it looks like.
Just by the skin of their teeth, though, they almost did. I saw Tychus's life flashing before my eyes. That's how close to death he was. You go ahead and once again, both sides very good about grabbing the camp every time they can.
Yeah, so this Tychus hasn't done much. The Jaina and the Diva are doing a lot of work right now. I really think that if Heartstuck wants to come back in this game, they need to play a little bit safer in general.
The other thing to keep in mind, though, about the Tychus is that, I mean, it hasn't done much, but I do think the Tychus just physically being there is a deterrent to a lot of the engages that Underrock would have tried, and it isn't trying because Tychus is just standing right there.
Yeah, but as I've stated before, ooh, it's actually really good, but unfortunately, oh, they need to stand on this point. They need to stand on the point. Stand on it. Hit the. Yeah. Oh no, he dug. Okay, so if he had pressed the mine and they had still done the point earlier, then they would have kept it. That's unfortunate. They did get two of them.
Yeah, they did get two of them, and in mid lane, their camp push in got a lot of value. They're just about to take down the middle fort.
Yeah, so it's not the worst in the world. But I think they could have stolen the boss and done all that. So in that scenario, when you're the Junkrat, when you tell your tanks to stand on the point, and as soon as they step on it, you just hit the bomb. You hit the mine, and then they get off, and then they can't contest it.
But it does look like
see-
the remaining members of 36 and Mosh have gone down to the bottom of the map. I'm going to try and get this, but it looks like there is a rotation coming down. I do not think they have the clear to get this down before their opponents show up, but their opponents may not realize they're there.
They might not want to contest it down to talents here.
I guess. I think if they had gone right there, they would have significantly beaten the 2 members that they killed. So it would have been a 3 versus 4.
That's possible. I think it's generally not worth fighting over boss on this map, though. They don't do a huge amount.
To do with the boss walking past the ruined remains of the fort.
Yeah, they're gonna clear this boss, and I mean, arguably, they got some lane pressure in some of the lanes. Got some soak. So I mean, you know, I guess the boss is okay. But
Tried to go into a collapse with Dahaka, but Dahaka does very, very easily get out. It looks like they're trying to push in onto top lane right now. They do have a level advantage, but not a Talontier anymore.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to test that fort. So you're gonna have to play with all the forts down. And now now that all the forts are down, this Junkrat stall strategy is not gonna work as well. So you're gonna have to step up a little bit here.
Alright, that's the longest
Okay.
Mosh we've heard all game. A lot of stuns on the side of Hardstuck that's keeping that from happening.
Junkrat is dead. And this D.Va is doing a lot of work because she's kind of just going right in on the backline targets, and I feel like that they're not really responding to it very well. Did a lot of damage. And this is kind of where I said, like, I would have really I mean, you're probably right that there was the only tank they had up left. But I don't think that... Oh, we got the Nubrak death there. I really don't think that Hanzo Junkrat is a very, engage heavy comp. Like, maybe with the heroics up. And this is something that I've played, like, a lot in general. Because I used to be a Junkrat one trick in Div.
Oh, so that's why you were saying that, whenever you see someone that has a hero, just, like, learn to play against it, don't ban it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said that. I mean, I wasn't actually a Junkrat one trick, but everyone let me draft it, so I played it. I don't know. So we're gonna get the objective here for 30 seconds to Mosh, and this is gonna be a little bit more trouble because all the lanes are pushed out. They're about to level 20, and all the forts are down, so they're all gonna be pushing in. And later in the game, this is kind of where the objective starts getting a lot more value.
I think they're a really good job, because that's the thing. Keep in mind that the first objective only got mid. The other 2 forts went down just because of good rotations and good pressure coming from 36 to Mosh prior to the second objective.
And Rhaegar got caught out again. There's looks like a weird rotation coming out. So we're gonna get the blink. So it looks like Junkrat is gonna be able to probably clear out the mid one. Yeah, and it will probably go right to the top. They're gonna lose the bot heat, and I think they just need to be okay with that. It's not like the worst in the world.
Oh, that's a little unfortunate. Dire Pants
They might get
moved
this
out
D.Va.
and didn't actually get out of range, and so walked back in thinking that they were no longer being targeted. Oh, I'm a burb. Good grief.
If the Junkrat had gotten a mine there, I think that D.Va would have been dead. I'm not sure if he had the ability to get there, though. That's the problem, safely at least. But yeah, they did. They pretty much did what I thought they would do. Just clear out the other 2 and let the one go bottom. That's kind of the best strategy to do, particularly when you're down a hero. The Junkrat, I'd be careful if you're 30 seconds to Mosh, because the Junkrat is really good at defending.
That's very, very true, but also very, very weird. Just from his general kit and his personality, you wouldn't think he'd be a defensive hero, but he is.
Rasta says, I one-tricked every hero. He has gold rings on heroes that haven't even been released yet. Okay. I don't know about that. So yeah, so we're kind of getting them stalling in front of this fort. I guess eventually their lanes will push up, and it doesn't really matter. But I think kind of sitting here in front of here is not going to do a huge amount. Probably can help shove out other lanes or something. Which is what they're going to do. They might go for boss.
I was going to say, boss would not be a bad call. Their opponents did not have 20. Their opponents make it 20 now before you can finish the boss. I think if they had gone up without sitting there for as long as they did. But it looks like the bosses will be traded, as we do have Hard Stuck Support Group goes to the bottom of the map.
Yeah, they're going to trade bosses. Yeah, I like them fighting a little bit more, but not the worst. So they should push. They should push the top lane, actually, if they know they're on the boss. But they're going to rotate around, and they're not going to get there in time.
I do like the captain and Born to go in and get their camp. Like, sort of expecting they wouldn't be able to get down there.
Yeah, which makes all the rest of the team kind of a strange thing, because, like I said, I would have liked to see them push with the boss. Actually, that fault wall is down. I don't know if this boss will get the key. Yeah, I think now that nobody's defending it, they really all should have defended it and try to fight over it later. But now they're probably... Oh, jeez.
Oh, we do have the tour bus going in and getting a lot of value. Junkrat was just held in place for a really long time. Random Engineer is a little bit in no man's land trying to get back. We do have a water elemental hunting them down. You and the captain can make it happen.
So, oh my god, is this a new reckoning annoying? Maybe, actually. There's a chance. There's a chance. Oh no, Tygus is gonna get him. Oh no, wait, is he W build? Oh, these guys just literally... Okay, they did get the objective. Oh no, they uncapped it. Oh man. I don't know about this. So right now we have them going for the camp, which I guess is going to help mitigate some of the pressure. But they're in really big trouble right now, I think, because these keeps are basically dead, and they're all going to be pushing in right now. So I really would like to see them take a fight right away.
All right, there's a big stun coming in. Smackloud in a lot of trouble. There is the swipe. Diva is caught in the cocoon right now. Jaina very, very, very low. Does get finished off. Two people caught in the wash right now. We do go and have a Dancing and New Brock going to be taken out, as well as there is the tour bus just moves through, but we also have the kill on the Born to Shine. It is 3 for 2 in favor of 36 to Mosh. Cactopus being focused by Sub-Zero, and I'm a burp right now. Body block from the mech.
This game right here, there's just way too much on there. I think it's a valiant effort to go for the fight. I definitely think it was needed, but fortunately they didn't. Maybe with the quick Jaina kill and backing off right away, they might have been able to save it, but it would be really hard.
But it does look like that is going to be game number 2 in favor of 36 to Mosh. Let me see if I can set up an interview right quick.
Mm-hmm.
It would help if I was in the correct Discord. I'm like, I can't find the channel. So while we wait to see if they want to come, if you will come to the lobby 2 real quick.
All right.
All right, and it does look like we are joined by Born to Shine and Sub-Zero. We get 2?
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 special.
Fantastic.
Double fisting.
I'm going to not comment on that so I don't get in trouble for my content.
Yep, this is why I'm here.
No, shot glasses.
Anyway,
So, first of all, very much congratulations. Sweaty couple of games. Game 1 really, really felt like it was going in both directions. Game 2, it was a little bit more dominant. How are you guys feeling right now?
Pretty good, honestly. I think with game 1, we kind of knew what we wanted to do with it, and we knew we just needed to wait a bit for certain things to come online, and then we'd be able to kind of push forward and take control of the game. But it was rough in the beginning.
definitely sweaty, like you said.
So it definitely felt like on the Battlefield game that you guys had a comp that could both race and also engage very well. How did you determine whether to go for the Immortal or whether to go for the other team?
So, yeah, go ahead.
Jeff. No, go ahead, take it.
I was just going to say is that for our side, our primary race was essentially me, but until 16, I don't race equally to Raynor and Artanis. So a lot of our strategy was to try and get value where we could, and then just figure out how we could try and best defend. And it took a bit for us to figure it out, but eventually, like I said, certain talents started coming online. I could kind of split my attention between being on the Immortal and being on their team.
All right, makes a lot of sense. Random, did you have any questions about the Battlefield game?
Yeah, so you'll hear me comment on it. It seemed like in the beginning of the game that you guys really weren't following up the same targets a lot of the time, and then a lot of people were walking away. But then midway through, you had a lot of blowups. Is there something that you guys just like had to tell each other? Did you comment on that as well?
I mean, I think something that we've worked on, and I think something every team, has to work on is, trying to get yourselves back on track, like fighting from behind, essentially. So, keeping morale up, keeping the comms upbeat, and, recognizing where the problems are, and just, yeah, like you said, calling that out and saying, hey, like, we should do this differently, or hey, we should do that differently. And, once that kind of clicked for us, once we were able to figure out, where the issues were, we were able to come online, like Gift said.
Now,
And Bort and Dyer are really good at like keeping our focus straight. Like when we start drifting a little bit and just kind of recalling our talks before the game and getting us back on our gameplay.
so I'm actually also quite curious. You guys went for the Greymane, go to the top camp right away. What made you guys want to do that? Just because Greymane will do it really fast, or you just figured that you could get value somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, Greyman's really good on the camps, so help out the offlaner.
Okay. I don't think I had any other questions. Is there? Oh, the only thing I was thinking about was what tank you felt like you wanted to prioritize that first game. Because I was saying it was either were you taking Murden or Nubrak?
I think we had the Anubarak hovered from the game. I'm not the drafter, and
Oh, okay, no worries.
easily forget these things. I'm usually just focusing on what I'm supposed to pick. But yeah, I think we had Anubarak kind of picked out for that comp.
Cool. Yeah, no other questions. Your Honor.
All right, moving on to the defense section, or map 2. I don't know legal terms very well. So, on to Alterac Pass. Now, they took first pick, and you decided to come to Alterac Pass. What was it that made you want to come to this map specifically?
We had a couple of different options, if I remember correctly, but it's been a little bit since we got to do a rough and tumble around on Alterac, and we just like the map. We like, we like quite a few different maps, but Alterac is always just a fun one because it's always like a rock'em sock'em kind of match, and there's so many different things to pay attention to that it's just a lot of fun to like get all things going. You have your whole team just working as one. It really makes for a fun match.
I did notice that they ended up having quite a bit of delay, specifically in the Junkrat. did you guys have a plan to deal with Junkrat's basically infinite delay? Because it definitely seemed to prop up from time to time.
Yeah, I definitely kind of called that out at one point. I think I had tried to channel like 3 or 4 times. I was like, guys, the Junkrat's just going to interrupt me forever. So again, like I mentioned earlier, you got to identify like what's working and what's not working as you progress through the game, call out where the problems are and just roll with it and figure out what you got to focus on as you move through the game. So, we were definitely able to work around that when we had to.
And then last question that I have for this map. There was a point towards the end of the game where we went into what I'm going to call a Nubrax wild ride, and he just ran around the entire map. Can you tell me what that was like from your perspective?
So Cap got really, really greedy and saw the Anubarak, and he's just like, I want this Anub, so I came over to try and help him out with it, but at a certain point, you have to realize that his E is a lot longer than my E, even with the level 1 talent. So we just decided we were going to try and get him. If we got him, great. If not, then we're going that way anyway, towards mid, so might as well. Although I will point out, Born did ask us to stop chasing him at least 3 times.
It was interesting, and then I was like, oh my gosh, they like lost the channel because they're chasing this bug.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta redirect the focus and bring everyone back in.
And then sometimes you just gotta let us roll and try.
But those are the questions I had. Random, did you have any questions for map number 2?
You let Rhaegar through. Did you have any particular reason why? I mean, I guess you don't have to say particular, but did you think like it was not a strong pick, or you just didn't want it?
I don't think we had that on our radar as like one of the heroes that we were going for. Again, I'm not our drafter, so the bans, our drafter decides and picks those out. So yeah, just go with their judgment on what needs to be banned and picked.
I
It's
really
like the first
want to.
map we
What?
had
Wait,
an idea
Which
where
band did you?
going.
Which game did you ban Zool? Is that the second game?
Yes.
What was that about?
I mean, Altrac's a big map. Zool's really good with the macro and can kind of just hang out and push a lane. So
All right,
taking
Random.
that off the table.
She said she's not the drafter like 3 times. You keep asking draft
I'm
specific
sorry.
questions.
This is all I do. This is all I do is draft. I'm sorry. I can't
So
help it.
Captain is a really good drafter. He's been putting in a lot of practice between the past 3 seasons that we've been playing together, and he's been looking at a lot of different stuff. He scouts pretty well, and so he usually has a firm idea of what he wants to do during practices, and then how he wants to execute those strategies in game and finally have a match.
I do know that. I don't have any questions more.
All right. The last question I have, I think I've asked you this before, but I always give people a chance to talk about it. Can you tell me where the name 30 Seconds to Mosh came from?
When we were picking out team names, we literally just had like a giant Google Doc and everyone just threw team names onto it, and there were a couple like pun-based names, I guess, and we just all decided that we liked this one best, and so we picked it.
Did it have?
If I remember
names?
correctly, originally we were in a practice game, and something had happened where we had ETC on the team, and we were calling out cooldowns, and then like I got 30 seconds to Mosh, and I was like, "That's our team name. There we go."
There was a Div B team that was 40 seconds to something. Did that have anything to do with your decision?
I don't think so. No.
Nope. I don't remember that.
It was
40 seconds to something.
It was Jinxie's old team. They changed their name every season, but in season 11, I swear it was like 40 seconds to int or something like that.
Totally possible, but no, that wasn't. Yeah, nothing that we based our team name off of.
No, okay. Wait, no, I know which team you're talking about because we played against him. It's like BG5 5 seconds to in or something. That was the team with like Snag and all of them.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
'Cause
they're
we played against
BG
them.
Blaine Gibbs now. And they changed their name. Like I think last season they were something to do with John Cena. They like changed their name every single season, but it's always hilarious.
No, 40 seconds to feed, I think is what they were called.
That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we played against them because we were in that div that season. That was 2 seasons ago.
All I have to say is that when I saw the upcoming schedule and I saw Hard Stuck Support Group, I was like, man, that is such a good team name. I love it so much. And their icon is great.
It very much is. I won't lie. When I first started catching the match, I saw they all had like the default icon in game, and I was like, "That's not very." And then I was like, "Oh, wait, that's why."
It makes sense.
But
No, huge shout outs to Hard Stuck Support Group for giving a couple of great games, and we were really looking forward to this match because we've been talking a bit about how they've been doing really well, and we thought they were going to give us a really good fight, and they really did. So,
well, yes, absolutely. Those are all the questions I had. So, naturals shift over to what you're already doing. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out first and foremost to the team tonight. Awesome job, really well played. Thanks to Heartstuck Support Group. Those were some great games. First one especially was super sweaty. Shout out to our coach Scott for helping us with everything and always calling us out when we int on boss. And to you guys, thanks so much for the cast.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure. So that's it. I'll go and let you guys enjoy the victory celebration. Very well played games. Well controlled. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, but that doesn't actually prevent anything.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
thank you.
And before we raid over to Bonkai, who is doing another Div E East match, Random, do you want to tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, random task. Currently, not on the team right now at the moment. I just coach some team. I don't know. They're okay. Macro machines.
That sounds like a question.
Was it? Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes they might listen to me. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I'm not. I don't know whether I'm actually coaching or not, or I'm just like talking to a wall. You know. Not just kidding.
But
No. Actually, I actually really look forward to. They're gonna play. Macro machines will play 30 Seconds to Mosh. That'll be a really good game.
definitely looking forward to it. But first, Macro Machines does have to play against the Ice Crown Citadel Queens, or ICC Queens. I think we renamed our team. So look for that Friday. It's going to be amazing. I do think it's being casted by Bankai.
Being casted by Bankai. I actually look to see.
So possibly being co-cast. I don't know if you yelled at Bankai yet, but I will not be casting it for sure because I'm not allowed. It's illegal. But my name's Raka. You probably already knew that. You can find me right here. I cast all the heckin' time, it feels like. So be back another night and we'll be doing a cast or we'll play a game or something. See you then, and we will go over and actually say hi to Bankai right now.
All right. See you, everyone.